Hey, Shalom. All right. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahshua, Bashem, Kakadash, the bonus to our apostles, the elders, the great millstone that rule well. All right, peace and blessings. So hopefully, like out here pushing truth and sincerity. The wonderful y'all do. We love you. We appreciate you through the spirit of Yahweh, Bashem, and Shalom to y'all. All right. It's your brother Dawud Dodd here. All right, from the great millstone camp here in Atlanta. Adawan Ratazah, meaning Lord's will. This will be an edifying lesson. We're going to break into the Titus chapter 2 overview. And without further ado, we're going to get into it. Alright, Titus chapter 2 verse 1. It says, but speak thou the things which become sound doctrine, right? And it's talking about good things, man, right? You know, we know the scripture talk about speaking into edification. You know what I'm saying? So when you have conversations, and especially about these words, usually about this book, usually it needs to be edifying, right? 100% all the time it needs to be edifying, right? You should never be talking about, you know, controversial debates back and forth. Just let the scripture speak. You know what I'm saying? That is what sound doctrine is. Alright? It says that the aged men be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, and charity and patience. Alright? Now it says the aged men, the men who've been in this truth for a while. Now we know to respect our elders, but before, right, during the ancient times, elders were usually the men who were well versed in the scriptures, right? And they were showing the younger men on how to be, right? How to live according to the Holy Bible, right? Now we know that in these days, you know, your mama, even your fathers, they'll tell you, you know, respect your elders. Now, these niggas out here don't respect the elders, but that's what you're supposed to do, right? These people don't respect the elders, right? But that's the curses, because you're not, you so-called elders out there, you aged men, right? You're not teaching sound doctrine. So that's why you get no respect from the younger generation, all right? And it's going to go on and talk about the aged women as well. Y'all don't speak sound doctrine according to the scriptures, all right? It's according to your heart, your beliefs, your thoughts, and your ideals, right? So that's why you get no respect. Like you got these, you know, these posts and shit going, they be all over Instagram and TikTok. These women, right? Because women are they're narcissists naturally in the heart, right? They always ask, well, if you get in the car, right, and you got your husband, and it's your husband's mother, who should sit in the front seat? That's wicked, because you being a narcissist because you want him to put you first. Because you women are narcissists, man. You're supposed to have respect for your elders, and she's supposed to sit in the front seat. You're not even supposed to even ask that question. You should already be in the mind frame of giving up the seat for the elder, right? That's sound doctrine. It says to be sober, right? And you know, that's not just talking about alcohol. It's also talking about like of a clear way of thinking, because you can be drunken with knowledge of according to this world. Knowledge according to the world will be considered wine, right? And you are therefore not sober. If you're drunken with thinking that you need to worship other idols, right? You're drunken thinking that you need to adhere to certain ideologies and belief systems of this world. You might believe that, you know, two people of the same sex might be able to be married. That's being drunken, right? Drunken with of knowledge of this world, and not being of sound doctrine. Right? But then it's also talking about, you know, being sober from alcohol as well, right? Being you got these men out here. That's why it says the aged men. You got men out here that all they do is drink, and you know they smell like alcohol, they smell like shit, and they make a goddamn fool of themselves walking up and down the goddamn street, being loud and obnoxious, you know, and drunk. So it's actually talking about literally and spiritually. It says, grave, temperate, sound in faith, and charity and patience. These are all things that's going to help you be a real man and walk in your faith. You know what I'm saying? The aged woman likewise, right? Oh, and by the way, patience is actually a manly trait, right? Patience is a manly trait to have. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're patient, you're able to actually, you know, get a good visual of things that's going on in front of you, right? Around you, behind you. Someone who's quick to rush into, you know, that's how you get into altercations and disagreements. Somebody might say something to you, right? And because you have no patience, you might have took what they said the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? And they might not have even meant it like that. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn to have patience with children because they might not know no better, and you're trying to teach them, right? You don't want to be impatient with a child because if you say something to them and you told them once or twice and they just don't get it, well, sometimes you got to say the third or fourth time. You know what I'm saying? You're not just going to abuse your child and just start beating on them. You know what I'm saying? You got to have patience. Now, of course, if they go off and do things too much out of spite, then of course, you apply the rod. But for the most part, you're going to have patience. This is going to get you a very, very long way in society. Now, patience is something that you're supposed to have when it comes to faith. You might get locked up, right? The prophets might get locked up, and we got to have faith, which is what? It requires patience, all right? Because the Most High might have something happen where the wall might fall down, and you could just break out that way. You just got to have patience, man. A good example of this is when the bishop here at Tazawam, and the bishop here in Atlanta, he had us watch a movie called The Mist. Now, we've seen that movie before, but it's a very spiritual movie. And in the movie, it shows you that they didn't have any patience. And the guy at the end ended up, it's a spoiler, but this movie's old. You should already have watched it. When he killed his family, his son, and his girlfriend, and the people that was with him because he didn't have patience because he thought that they was going to be attacked. Well, shortly after he killed everybody, right, and he was about to kill himself, the army came and rescued him. If he had patience and faith, he would have survived, man. His family would have survived. So that's that patience, right? Verse 3, it says, the aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becoming holiness, not false accusers, not giving too much wine, teachers of good things. And you women are not teachers of good things, right? And it says not false accusers. You have this whole Me Too movement and this whole bullshit, this you believe all women movement and feminist movement, where these women, they're false accusers, right? You've seen the whole thing with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, right? Where she tried to, accuse that man of, abusing her emotionally and physically, when it turns out the whole time that she was the false accuser, right? That she was the oppressor. She was the abuser, right? Women, man, and you'll attack a man's minds and talk shit to him. You know what I'm saying? When the whole time the Most High told you to be not a false accuser, man. Right? It says to be teachers of good things, not to teach your daughters and your nieces and your little cousins that it's okay to have sex with many men. All right? It's okay to have hot girl summer. It's okay to if you're in a club or you're in the middle of the street, it's okay to twerk. You could wear what you want. You could wear booty shorts out there with your butt cheeks are showing. Wear thongs out at a pool party, right? They're supposed to be teachers of good things. They're supposed to tell you, how to obtain a husband and how to keep a husband. That's what they're supposed to tell you to do. They're supposed to teach you how to cook. They're supposed to teach you how to properly clean and how to properly take care of a child, a baby. You know what I'm saying? And take care of your house and home. But instead they teach you, go live your life. Go chase that bag, right? Put your career first, because no man's going to take care of you, which is false. Get yourself a good man, he'll be happy, more than happy to take care of you. But you go after the bad guy, man, and then you step all over the good guy, and you build up your body count by having sex with all these different dudes in these clubs, and focusing on your career when you're supposed to be have taught to do the opposite. It says that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, just like what I said, right? It says to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of the Heavenly Father be not blasphemed. The reason why it be not blasphemed is because you're supposed to be doing all the things that are holiness to the character of a princess of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. To be a princess of the Heavenly Father, you need to be discreet, right? Not loud. You need to be chaste, right? Which means don't be out there running around having sex with a bunch of different men. It says to your own husbands, right? So you have one dude. Really, you're supposed to have one dude your whole life. And if that man was to die, then you can remarry. But, these women out here just jumping from man to man. We call it riding the cock carousel. You ain't supposed to be doing that, man. Right? And, so that was pretty much it. That was just a exhortation on how to actually be as a man and how to actually be as a woman. So with that, I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bashem Yahshai, Bashem Rakakadash, and Shalom.